Joining us now, former Council of Economic Advisors acting chair, Tom Philipson. Tom, and Merrick Garland, then Attorney General, crowed about, what a disastrous merger it would be. And so the Democrats stopped it, and the company goes bankrupt twice and goes under. Mercifully, the U.S. taxpayers didn't wind up on the hook for it.
Yeah, I know. The Khan and Lisa Khan, who ran FTC, and Elizabeth Warren, they're the dream team economic policy analysts in the Democratic Party, without any business experience, I might add, and no economic training. That's a big difference between the Trump White House, first White House, and the second, where they have a lot of business leaders dictating or running economic policy in a much more useful way. This Spirit JetBlue merger was very pro-competitive in terms of providing competition to the big four, American, United, Delta, and Southwest, essentially. Anyone could have seen that. But Khan is essentially of the view that, you know, big is bad. And how do you get a big business? Well, you serve a lot of customers well. You provide value to a ton of customers. And so big is not always bad at all. And it's the same with the Democratic playbook on billionaires, where big income is bad, even though big incomes are generated from helping or serving other people in the economy, essentially. So I think it's very misguided how they view these merger activities from the Democratic Party.
You know, it definitely on the left, you saw sort of that Lena Khan, big is bad thing. You see it just a little bit on the right as well, Tom. And I wonder if you think this whole Spirit thing at the end of the day is going to kind of Jason, everybody, you know, on the left and the right at the Federal Trade Commission, don't get in the way of marketplace things like this, because when you do, you could get an even worse result.
Yeah, I mean, antitrust has a lot of problems when it goes after mergers, in my view, because many times mergers are pro-competitive as opposed to anti-competitive, which the Spirit case is a very good illustration of, essentially. But some behaviors like collusion, for example, on pricing, etc., there is a role for the antitrust enforcement of those kind of behaviors, go long back to several decades of useful interventions, essentially. But you're right, the Republicans, some Republicans are equally viewing this as big as bad, even though big companies are generally the ones generating the most value for everyone.
We want to move on to this, Tom. Elizabeth Warren has a new line of attack against President Trump. Listen to this.
This shouldn't be controversial, but in the richest country in the world, you shouldn't have to sell your blood to afford groceries and rent.
Okay. Now they give a flying flip about higher prices, but in the United States, no one sells their blood. But I digress. It's just the hypocrisy of these people. They don't know what to care about because they care about nothing except their own power.
Yeah, I mean, ignoring the inflation that was caused by Democratic policy, but in general, people could, this is an affordability issue, and the affordability issue, everyone agrees that before taxes, you can afford a lot more than after taxes. So after-tax incomes is the real big problem, essentially. And the Democratic solution is always tax more and spend more to any problem, even though it may raise prices. Obamacare is a very good example in healthcare. Led to a lot of consolidation between providers, that is doctors and hospitals, which is about 60% of your healthcare premium. And prices went up dramatically. But it's always that the government is the solution to the Democrats as opposed to the problem. But if you look at the most government-intervened industries in the U.S., it's the two biggest service industries in an 80% service GDP economy, healthcare and education. Those are exactly the industries where the government is most heavily involved. Those are also exactly the industries where prices have gone up most the last few decades, essentially.
Great point. Tom Philipson, always good to see you. Thanks for being here, sir.
Thank you.